Hey guys, it's Dr. Kirby here. We're back with another video. So in today's video, we are burping. Wait, I need to burp. There it is. I had lunch. Today we are reacting to a video that no one asked for but is needed. Let's talk about some tails, honey. Now, if you've seen my previous videos of reacting to Crystal Rose Ahri, I kept complaining like this tail looks exactly like KDA Ahri. So now we are here to finally give it a rest. Now there's no comparison video, so I have to just dug up some screenshots for myself. So if you guys are excited, get excited. I don't know, like the video, sub, comment, whatever. This is such a pointless video, but you know what? If we wanna be that wildrift girl, you gotta keep on pushing. Even though I don't play as much, but you know what? If y'all having fun, then I'm having fun. That's what the point of a community is. Anyway, so let's talk about it. So left is my screenshot from my phone. Now I tried to up the graphics to superb, so this is the best I got. I'm guessing that this is the one on the right is the video that's not really good quality, but for the sake of it, we're gonna just assume that this was also on superb quality from Skin Spotlight's phone itself via their emulators or whatever, because they use emulators to get access to the beta. Right, that's why reactions are like one a day now rather than just bulk, which is fine, but you know, it is what it is. So let's talk about it first. Okay, so one thing that I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna notice this ASAP. You guys see KDA Ahri's tail. There's more play on that reflection thing that I keep talking about in videos, like when we saw Ahri's first skill, or maybe Sett's abilities had that, like that rainbow. You see that rainbow? This is like these colors. It's more of like light reflecting on another, meaning the tails are reflecting on another. That was the one thing I noticed first. So rather than Crystal Rose being like just like these flat colors, which is the dark blue, this purple, the kind of light purple, and then going to that light blue to the back of her tail, this one has kind of like it's jumbly. There's no order. So, and that's why these reflections are there. So that's one of the few things I've noticed when it comes to this. Also, we're going to talk about the in-game model as well. So we're going to talk about comparisons throughout the years, by the way. Disclaimer, this skin, KDA Ahri, came out around 2020, December 2020, because that was the first event that Walter Pepper had. That was a fun time, because whew, that was a time, honey. And here we have 2025. So we have two different eras, two different technology developments, two different, like, what I've learned. You know what I mean? Like, this is when you start Photoshop, and this is you as an expert in Photoshop. So what have you learned throughout that time? You know, technological advances, aka like Viego was supposed to be out when Gwen was out, but due to limitations of knowledge, he came out a little later. I think Viego came out months later. So yeah, that's one thing I've noticed too. And with with KDA, it's a bit more. Do you see Ari's hair here in the back? This tail, the reason why it looks cheap, not, it doesn't look cheap. The reason I think it looks more high quality because of how reflective it is. In KDA, in Crystal Rose Ahri, you don't really, it's there, but it's more like more, you can see more shape of the tail rather than the reflection of the other side. But to be honest, with how the tail is designed, it kind of looks, how do I say this? There's more details. It's like if you remove all of the details, like this glow, this and that, or whatever, this would actually look like the same tail. Think of it as like a lamp. The lamp is on. My lamp is on. The lamp is off on this one. So yeah, so I guess that adding of that glow effect on the tail, I don't know how they did it, but you know, I guess it's individual. Whatever they did, I feel like it made it more high quality. You know, you can turn a simple background into like some graphic. You know what I mean? I think that's the vibe that we're going for here. Let's see what else. In terms of this like geometric patterns that we keep talking about. Now, in terms of the geometric patterns, I feel like they got better at it in Crystal Rose. Back in the day, it feels a little messy. It makes sense, it's fine, whatever. But it looks like when Tekken came out in the 90s, it kind of looked like this. Like they didn't know what to do with the polygons because 3D fighting games weren't a big deal at the time. You know what I mean? Virtual Fighter was one of the few games at the time like who had 3D and they knew their shit at the time. But now with like time and effort, with the loud feedback of the community when it comes to these skins, like especially people on Twitter having a field day. To be honest, I take what I get. You know what I mean? If whatever penis size, you take what you get. So yeah. But in the legendary one, I feel like there's more variety when it comes to the tails. I feel like this is just like all like the same size. I think in this one they kind of, and by the way, she's doing a dance. That's why the tail looks weird because I couldn't get a better angle. Oh, when she's in her normal pose, it's just one tail. So there's an example for that. But yeah, what else do I talk about? You can speaking the virtual fighter stuff, the graphics. It looks better now. Like they kind of mold it more better, which is great because a lot of people are gonna complain if it doesn't look good. I mean, from your memory, you would think KDA, but when you actually look at it and compare it like deeply, it's more than that. It's more of like what improved from that 5 years. You know what I mean? Like I said, the worst legendary skin in Wildrift was the first ever exclusive legendary Wildrift, and that's Lunar Beast Misfortune. And we're going to talk about it now when it comes to the in-game models, if I can find it. Let's talk about the in-game models, honey. Now, I tried my best as I can to merge it to what it is. So one is from Skin Spotlights. No, this was old Skin Spotlights. Oh wait, well yeah, it's Skin Spotlights at the time. And then this one. So let's talk about it. Look at Ari's tail again in this. We're not going to talk about the model. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about the model. Because I feel like this is very important. That's why I don't like Lunar Beast Misfortune, which I'll probably do in a short. But TLDR, look at where Ari's facing. Look at her head. She's facing down. Look at Ari Legendary. And I know what you're thinking. That's a legendary skin. No, they're not. A lot of the epic skins are looking upwards now. They changed something with how their models are like being placed. So that's why sometimes any skin before 2021 looks so weird to me. Because, or maybe 2022, early 2022 looks so weird to me because the angles were not angling. That's why whenever I react recently to like these skin videos, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was talking about like at the time, you know what I mean? Like I got a call. I don't know where my train of thought was now. But basically, I was like saying like, look how the difference is. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the tail now. So look at it. You know what I mean? For Ari's sake, I feel like it looks honestly, I feel like it looks the same-ish. Ish in a way. Why? Because this is a legendary skin, right? So that means the physics are a bit more better here. I don't know how old this Ari is, but I'm hoping that this Ari is a bit more new. And if you watch the spotlight, you can see that the physics of the tail are even more, not more, because this one, the old model, even the base model, I think it did what it did. You know what I mean? So yeah, the reason why it's not there's a difference. Obviously, look at the transparency in the tail and everything. It kind of looks like very light, very flowy compared to here. You can actually see more detail. I keep saying that nowadays in the skins as well. Like the details of the small details are, you can see it, and the effort is being put out there. So yeah. But what else do I say? I forgot. I keep losing my thought because I got a call, so I don't remember what I was explaining earlier. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, like if it's a far thing, you're gonna see these skins from afar. That doesn't mean like if that means this is still not bad, this Ari skin, because from a distance it would look amazing. If we're talking about it close up, it would look. You're gonna start judging it, like like look how skinny. Like I'm just gonna give an example. Look how skinny her arms is here, and you can actually see her having more meat here. Like they kind of altered the angle. I don't know when this shift happened. But if you guys are like a long time watcher, I remember saying, was it Sett or something where I said they're looking up. I was that Crystal Rose Seraphine or something like that. The skins look bigger now because of how they're angled. So rather than looking down like this old Ari, she is more looking like this facing upwards. So that's why she looks more prominent. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm sidetracking here because unscripted, whatever. Um, Obviously, this one is improved as well, the tail wise. Even though the design concept looks the same here, you can't change that. You can't really change how a nine-tailed fox tail could look unless you really know how to hit that creative stride. I think a good example of this is probably the newer Ari skin on PC, the After Hours Ari. I think that makes sense. Whatever wasn't it like a tentacle type of beat with that tail there? Because After Hours Ari is more of like a mature like concept. But yeah. So what do we learn from here? What did we learn from these? What is that? What did we learn from here? So one thing that we need to talk about is the design of the tails are the same because it's crystal KDA, but the difference is that it was years ago. Technical, like I said, technological advancement. So they've learned a lot. They've done so many crystal roses that they want to make it their own and make it unique and not really being called out for KDA because the difference is not really that crazy, or it's a lot, but they've added a lot of new techniques. That's the word I want to use. I use a lot of techniques now to make it more flashier, to make it more like it's worth it, to make it more like it's a legendary, to make it more like it's not compared to KDA, this and the other. Now if old KDA come back, that skin line, then that's when we'll talk again, because that if an old KDA skin line comes back and Ari, Crystal Rose Ari is present, then that's when we start comparing, because technological advances around the same time period, um, that's a good conversation to have because it's different. Also, their approach. Another thing we learned today is approach. Now, from the angles, that angle really made a difference here, and also the physics. The tail physics of the legendary probably is more better compared to the old Ari or the base Ari physics. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say here. So just because they look a similar way doesn't mean that they're gonna be the same vibe. And this video really helps you appreciate like the detail of these skins, and the team has evolved throughout the years when it comes to developing them. So yeah, that was the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell for whenever I upload a new video. I just completed the entire Crystal Rose skin line. I know Mystical Herald is coming with Heimer, Draven, Bard, and Zyra, so hopefully it's in batches because it's more easier to do, reacting all in one. What else do I do? I have some gameplay footage here. I have a Crystal Rose skin line tier list if you're interested. Summer Party is officially moved to September 9th, so you hear that from me. Let me know what videos you guys want to see. Like, you have any ideas? I might start posting some shorts, because I've never really dabbled into that market, and maybe we have some gameplay incoming. TFT, I started playing TFT again, and yeah, if you want to go to Discord, the link is in the description below. If I'm mostly there because that's like my home to me, obviously, because I made it. Obviously, what else do I talk about? If you want to support the channel, there is a coffee page in the description below. You can also support on YouTube via super chat, via thanks. There's a thanks button below this video. You'll see a dollar sign. And if you don't have anything, just watch the ads to the end. Get for that ad revenue handy. But yeah, that was the video. It's so random. This video was so random, but I hope you guys enjoy. And if this is the content that you signed up for, subscribe, because 75% of you guys aren't subscribed. So if you're watching this, who are you? Get to subscribe it. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.